So today I am doing a promise tutorial for the Irresistible Me extension that I received, my ponytail extension. I have been wearing it like crazy and I just love it. So I thought I'd go ahead and share it with you, kind of show you how it works and show you some ideas for styling it. This is the extension. I have it in a hairnet, as you can probably see. And this is the way I keep it to maintain the curl. And all I do is just keep it on like a little knob somewhere, like a doorknob. It'd be perfect. But here is the extension. It's beautiful. It's real hair extension and it matches my hair really close. So I'm just crazy about it. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to apply it. What I do is just take it out of the net and then just kind of run my paddle brush through it. And then when I get it on my head, I'll smooth that out. And right now you can see it has a little bit of frizz to it, but all that will calm down once I put my, once I brush it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is show you how to put it on. Now I have my hair in a little bun. You want to get your hair in a bun, especially if it's a little bit shorter, because unless your hair is really long, and then of course you probably don't need the extension anyway, so little short hairs will show down here, so it's just easier to stick it up in a bun. It just makes it a lot easier. It also gives the ponytail a lot of cute volume right there at the base of the tail. And as you can see, it has a ribbon and a little comb. And this black thread you see is where I sewed the comb on. One of the only negatives to this extension so far has been the fact that the clip was not, or the comb was not sewn in properly, so I had to sew it in myself to get it nice and secure. So that is the only issue that I've come across with it. They advised me that they could easily replace it, but a friend of mine had a few issues with returning hers and receiving credit for it quickly. Now it turns out the company did not receive hers, and therefore that's the reason she didn't get her credit. But several weeks passed before she finally checked on it, and it turned out that they had not received it. It had gone missing somewhere, but the company was kind enough to go ahead and give her the credit anyway, so that is a huge, huge mark in their favor. But that said, I didn't want to run into any issues with returning it, and so I went ahead and just sewed it in myself. It was super easy to do, and of course I'm no seamstress, but that's the way that works. So anyway, all you do is take the little comb and place it right at the top of your bun, and then you just wrap the ribbon around. And I usually take the hair and kind of move it to the side, tie, and then I will pull the ribbons around and then tie a little bow right here. Now, I don't typically wear it this way. I'll show you how I wear it. But this is the way you are, you know, the standard way to wear it. And you just tie it at the top with this little bow, which is the same color as your hair, pretty much. And you can see the top hair falls over your bun, and you've got a really long, voluminous ponytail that is just super easy to just stick on and wear any day. If you don't want the ribbon at the top to show, you can just take it, pull it up underneath, and tie it back here. And that way, you don't have to worry about it showing. And of course, you can take some of the hair from the other end of your ponytail and you can wrap it around the ribbon. And that's one way of hiding the ribbon. You just bobby pin it in a couple of places. That's just your standard wrapped ponytail. But I don't wear it any of those ways. I want it to look like a 60s style ponytail. So what I did is I kind of worked a way around it so that I could make it look the way that I wanted it to look and suitable with vintage styles. And I can tell you right now that a nice mirror placed easily behind you so that you see the back of your head is a must for doing this, but if you do not have one, then you can work it out regardless. So I got my bobby pins here, and I'm going to show you the way that I work this out. Now the way that I want it to be is I want the ponytail to look more like a bun, so that it's up here. And in order to do that, I have to lift the ponytail up. Now there is a mesh, kind of a flat piece of mesh that's inside this ponytail to give it its body. And there is a amount of hair up underneath that flat piece of mesh, and then there's hair on top of it. So what I'm going to do is grab underneath where that little flap of mesh is, and I call it mesh, I guess it's mesh, and I just take my hands and I take both thumbs and I pull it up like this. Okay, you can already see the way it's going to lay against my head. And then I just take some good strong bobby pins. And I'm going to attach it from both sides, 2 on each side. And I wore this the other night. It didn't budge. So trust me, this works. And you can see it completely covers the bun. It covers everything right around. And then you can just take your brush. I take the end of the ponytail and just kind of do like I do with any of my roller sets. I just kind of brush it against my hand and kind of solidify the bottom of that ponytail so that it looks nice and vintage, and it also has a little bit more of that bouncy appeal. Keeps the frizz away. And you can use a natural bristle brush like this one to pull some shine in as well. So that's how to do a 1960s faux ponytail with Irresistible Me extension, and I'm crazy about it. I love this look. I'm probably going to wear this at Viva a couple of times because I feel like it's super easy and low maintenance and cute, and you know, just easy to do for daytime or whatever. And then if you decide that you want to tease this hair and make it even fuller at the top, you totally can. It's really easy to do. I'm not going to do that this time because it's kind of a mess to try to untangle it, and I don't really have use for that myself. But if you want to take these top layers of hair and tease them so that there's even more volume right here, you can do that as well. This ponytail is very forgiving because it is natural hair. Now setting it, I forgot to mention that I did set it, and what I set it with was my rock and rollers that you saw me mention in a prior video. I used that. I just basically put it on my head and then rolled it in the rock and rollers and then untied it and just laid it flat. And it was like a little nest of curls. And I left it like that all night, and it just set it exactly the amount of curl that I wanted. But that is the way I've been wearing it. And then if you want to style it a little bit more differently, there's a lot of 60s styles that are similar to this that I found, and I really like the way this looks. You basically just take 2 bobby pins and pull the sides of the ponytail back and push up a little bit. But you just basically crisscross a couple of bobby pins. And then you can just take a flower. This double flower would look really pretty there. And just place it right there at the base of that little bun that you pulled. You can kind of pull this up a little bit and give it some lift. And that's very similar to Julie Christie. So just one way to dress it up. There's all kinds of things. Add hair jewelry or little beads, or braid it and bead some and wrap some beads through it in the braid. I think that would be really pretty as well. And something I discovered by accident the other day that I was extremely excited about. You guys aren't going to believe this. This thing is about, I think it runs like $90. It's new. I mean, it's real hair, so to me that was just a no-brainer. It was still a great deal. But when I discovered this, I was like, wow, that really increases the value of this thing. So there's so much hair in this ponytail that the other day I was actually even thinking about how am I going to tame this much hair down, because it does tend to poof up a bit, especially in humidity. And so I was kind of excited about the fact that I had too much hair to deal with, because it's never been an issue for me. And I brushed it and pinned it and made it look a lot more like confined, which I felt like was really, really nice. You can also do buns with it and all kinds of things, but I was playing around with it. And I took my hair down and just let it lay like this. And I would say that in order for this to work, you're gonna have to have hair pretty close to my length. I have here a hairnet. Place a couple of places. Don't even have to tease it because I put this thing under here. Make sure it's as similar on both sides or as even across the top as possible. And you got yourself a fall. And let me just tell you, 3/4 falls in real human hair are so expensive. They're like in the $200 range. So knowing that this is a viable option for some 60s fun is incredibly appealing to me. But there is no end to the fun that we can have in tutorials by having this option. And if you have any questions about it, any questions about the quality, any questions about the extension itself, then please let me know and I will be glad to answer you. There is a link to purchase below. Click that link to purchase because I will get a little bit of credit for it, which is great. And I appreciate that. And I love being on board with companies that actually have a lot to offer. So until then, we'll talk to you later. Bye.